Beetlejuice 2 has come out, right? And this is kind of 2024 has been like the year of sequels to like ridiculously old franchises. We got Twisters, which gave us our sequel to like the original Twister from like 1995, I think. We got The Crow, which was less of a sequel and more of just a remake of a movie from 1993, I think. Sorry, 94. And now we had Beetlejuice, a sequel to a movie from 1988. I don't know why they felt like they had to wait so long for this, but here we are. We've got it. And it's actually done surprisingly well. It's I'm just looking at the box office for it now. It's been out for a week or so. It's already at 162 million against a fairly small budget. So it's doing okay for a movie that was released in September, traditionally like a dumping ground of films. It's done relatively well. And I guess I'm kind of curious as to how it succeeded.
I think it's a triple factor. It's the Tim Burton. So there's people that show their kids Tim Burton movies. And then there's the kids that just latch on to Beetlejuice. And there was that cartoon that you could still catch sometimes. And then it's the one that I had to have a shout out to Script Doctor on Film Threat Versus, who had to, it's the Jenna Ortega factor. I was wondering why there's so many young kids, like girls, in this Beetlejuice screening. And then they were screaming only at the Jenna Ortega stuff. And then the moms looked either bored and or they were dressed up like Beetlejuice and they were there for Winona Ryder. So it's sort of hitting, and that's the people watching it. So otherwise, I thought it was going to have a steep drop off because,
it's not, because it's not a great movie. It's so cluttered with so many different subplots, so many characters. It's like it's trying to jam 2 or 3 movies worth of ideas into one film that's not particularly long, and it's so it's like it gets in its own way basically, which is frustrating.
It's like a season's worth of show crunched into one movie. There's so many subplots, but the thing that worked in the movie was the only thing that mattered, and that was Keaton as Beetlejuice. It's like no time has passed. Because a lot of these movies where the sequels are made way, way later, decades later, they don't always work. People look different. It's, different era. He pretty much stuck with that character as, from 1988, and it worked. And it's like, he looks the same. It's incredible. So, and that movie has such a following. It's at I just got back from Dragon Con. There's Beetlejuice cosplay everywhere, as there is every year. No Acolyte cosplay, by the way. Just update you all. But that's a barometer for how successful something is. It endures decades. So and the movie's the first movie, 90 minutes.
Yes.
90, and so many highlights. It's awesome. But I mean, this film was fine, but the Keaton parts worked best.